In the vast expanse of space, humanity had finally achieved interstellar travel. While they were considered newcomers to the galactic community, humans had quickly established themselves as skilled traders and resourceful colonizers. Unknown to them, they had also caught the attention of the most feared predatory species in the galaxy, the Night Stalkers. The Night Stalkers were tall, muscular beings with advanced cloaking technology in a culture built around hunting other species for sport. They had dominated the galaxy for millennia, considering themselves the apex predators of space. Their society valued hunting trophies above all else, and they had successfully hunted specimens from every known intelligent species, except humans. The story follows Jack Stone, a former military veteran turned cargo ship captain, who notices something strange during his regular supply runs between Earth's colonies. Several human outposts have gone silent, with no signs of struggle or distress signals. The only clue, mysterious footprints unlike any known species and slight shimmer effects captured on security feeds. As more colonies go dark, the Earth Defense Force begins to investigate. They discover that humans aren't just being hunted, they're being collected and studied. The Night Stalkers have been observing human behavior, learning their patterns, and preparing for what they believe will be their greatest hunt yet. But what the Night Stalkers don't realize is that humans have a long history of turning from prey to predator. And Jack Stone, who lost his sister's colony to these hunters, is about to show them why humanity survived countless extinction-level events on Earth. The red dust of Mars swirled against the dome of Colony 7, Earth's largest off-world settlement. Commander Lisa Reed stood at the observation deck, her weathered face reflecting in the reinforced glass as she studied the storm outside. 20 years of military service hadn't prepared her for the message she'd received from Jack Stone just hours ago: they're coming. The colony's warning systems blared to life, cutting through the usual hum of environmental processors. On her tactical display, multiple heat signatures appeared in the upper atmosphere. The Night Stalkers had finally arrived, their massive hunting vessel breaking through the cloud cover like a predatory bird swooping down on its prey. All units to battle stations, Lisa commanded through the colony's communication system. Activate Protocol Omega. Across the colony, civilians rushed to underground bunkers while defense teams took their positions. They had prepared for this moment ever since Jack's warning about the mysterious disappearances. The Night Stalker ship was a sight to behold, over 2 kilometers of sleek, dark metal that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. As it descended, smaller craft emerged from its hull, each carrying what the humans would soon discover were hunting parties of 4 to 6 Night Stalkers. "Ma'am," called out Lieutenant Rogers from his station, "they're broadcasting some kind of message." A deep, resonating voice filled the command center: "Primitive humans, you have been chosen for the honor of becoming our prey. Resist if you wish, it will make the hunt more entertaining." Lisa allowed herself a grim smile. "Primitive, are we? Let's show them what these primitives can do. Activate the EM disruptors." Massive towers around the colony's perimeter hummed to life, sending out carefully calibrated electromagnetic pulses. The effect was immediate. Several of the smaller Night Stalker craft became visible as their cloaking systems failed, their pilots clearly caught off guard by this unexpected counter to their technology. The first wave of Night Stalkers landed outside the colony's main dome. They were impressive specimens, standing nearly 3 meters tall, their bodies covered in advanced armor that shifted colors to match their surroundings. They carried weapons that looked like they belonged in a museum of alien artifacts, elegant and deadly plasma rifles that could melt through standard armor with a single shot. But Lisa and her teams were ready. As the Night Stalkers approached with predatory confidence, hidden defense turrets emerged from the Martian soil. These weren't the standard-issue weapons the aliens might have expected. They were specially modified to emit the same frequency that disrupted their cloaking technology, combined with armor-piercing rounds designed to exploit weaknesses in their shield generators. The battle that followed was unlike anything either species had experienced. The Night Stalkers charged forward with millennia of ingrained superiority, expecting the humans to break and run like so many species before them. Instead, they found themselves facing an enemy that had studied them, prepared for them, and was ready to fight back. Jack Stone's cargo ship, the Star Runner, arrived just as the battle reached its peak. He piloted his vessel straight through the Night Stalker formation, using its modified shields to scatter their organized assault. Commander Reed, his voice crackled through the comm, thought you might need some air support. The tide turned when Lisa's forces managed to corner one of the Night Stalker hunting parties. Their leader, a towering figure with elaborate markings on their armor, found their superior technology countered by human ingenuity and preparation. The humans' modified weapons pierced their shields, their tactics disrupted the Night Stalker's carefully planned hunt, and their determination shook the aliens' confidence. As the battle ended, half of Colony 7 lay in ruins, but the humans had achieved what no other species had done before. They had defeated a Night Stalker hunting party and captured one of their leaders alive. The remaining Night Stalkers retreated to their ship, their supposedly easy hunt turned into a humiliating defeat. Lisa stood over the captured Night Stalker, now secured in a specially designed containment cell. "Welcome to Mars," she said, her voice firm. "Now, you're going to help us understand exactly what we're dealing with." The Night Stalker's defeat marked more than just a successful defense, it was humanity's announcement to the galaxy that they wouldn't be easy prey. But as Lisa and Jack discussed their next moves, they knew this was just the beginning. The Night Stalkers wouldn't take this defeat lightly, and next time, they would come better prepared. What neither species yet realized was that this battle would change the course of galactic history, setting in motion events that would transform both humans and Night Stalkers forever. The secure facility beneath Mars Colony 7 hummed with activity as Earth's top scientists studied their unprecedented capture. The Night Stalker, designated Hunter Prime, sat in a reinforced chamber specifically designed to neutralize their advanced technology. Their armor, now disabled and partially removed, revealed iridescent scales that shifted color even without their tech. Jack Stone watched through the observation window as Dr. Marcus Wells, Earth's leading xenobiologist, attempted to communicate with the creature. The universal translator struggled with the Night Stalker's complex language, filled with clicks and low-frequency sounds beyond human hearing range. "Your containment methods are adequate," Hunter Prime finally spoke through the translator, their voice carrying a mixture of disdain and curiosity. "No prey has ever managed this before." "We're not prey," Jack responded, stepping into the chamber. "And the sooner you understand that, the better chance your species has of surviving what comes next." The Night Stalker's head tilted, their 4 eyes blinking in sequence. "Surviving? You misunderstand your position in the galaxy, human. We have hunted species far more advanced than yours for millions of your years." Dr. Wells activated a holographic display showing footage from the Battle of Mars Colony 7. "Yet you've never faced defeat until now. Why do you think that is?" The creature watched the footage, their expression unreadable to human eyes. "You improvise. All other species follow predictable patterns, established responses. But humans..." Hunter Prime paused, mandibles clicking. "Humans create new patterns." Commander Reed joined the session, bringing tactical data from the battle. "Tell us about your hunting protocols," she demanded. "Why target humans specifically?" "Our society ranks status by the difficulty of prey," Hunter Prime explained, a note of pride entering their translated voice. "Humans were marked as apex targets after we observed your responses to isolated hunting parties. You didn't just survive, you adapted. Each failed hunt made the next one more challenging. No species has ever done this." Jack and the research team spent hours extracting information. They learned that Night Stalker society was built on strict hierarchies, with hunting success determining everything from social status to breeding rights. Their technology, while advanced, had remained largely unchanged for thousands of years. They'd never needed to improve it. "Your weakness," Hunter Prime declared unexpectedly, should have been your emotional attachments. Other species become predictable when we threaten their young or their mates. But humans. They gestured at Jack with one clawed hand. You become more dangerous. The scientists correlated this information with historical data about human responses to threats. Humanity's greatest technological advances often came during times of conflict. While other species sought safety and consistency, humans thrived on change and challenge. As the interrogation continued, Earth's defense forces were already implementing the intelligence gathered. Engineers worked to replicate and counter Night Stalker technology. Military strategists studied their rigid hunting patterns, developing countermeasures that would exploit their ceremonial approach to combat. "There is something you should know," Hunter Prime said as the session drew to a close. "My capture has already sent ripples through Night Stalker space. They will come in greater numbers now. The hunt has become a matter of species pride." Jack exchanged glances with Commander Reed. "Then they're making the same mistake you did, underestimating humanity's capacity for adaptation." The research team's findings were clear. The Night Stalker's greatest vulnerability was their own success. Millennia of being the galaxy's apex predators had left them inflexible, bound by traditions that had never been challenged. As Jack left the facility that day, he realized humanity had gained more than just tactical information. They had glimpsed the psychology of a species that had never known defeat, never needed to change. And in that inflexibility lay the key to humanity's survival. "Send word to Earth," he told Commander Reed. "Tell them it's time to implement Protocol Huntsman. We're not going to wait for them to come to us anymore." The commander nodded, understanding the implications. The humans were about to change the rules of engagement. The hunters would learn what it meant to become the hunted, and the galaxy would never be the same. Deep within Earth's Mojave Desert training facility, Jack Stone watched as the elite squad of former soldiers, survivalists, and special operators ran through their final exercise. The team had spent 3 months preparing for what they called Operation Reversal, humanity's first deliberate hunt of the Night Stalkers. The training ground simulated various alien environments, from the methane swamps of Titan to the crystalline forests of distant worlds. Teams moved through these environments wearing reverse-engineered versions of Night Stalker armor, modified to work with human physiology. The captured technology from Mars had proved invaluable, but it was human innovation that had improved upon the original designs. "Team Alpha, you've got movement on your left flank," Jack's voice crackled through the comm system. He watched through advanced sensors as the training drones, programmed with Night Stalker combat patterns, attempted to ambush the human hunters. Instead of retreating, the team split into predetermined formations, executing maneuvers that would have been impossible for the rigid hierarchy of Night Stalker hunting parties. Commander Reed, overseeing the operation from the command center, pulled up the latest intelligence from their network of deep space probes. "We've located 3 Night Stalker hunting outposts within striking distance," she announced. "Their security relies entirely on being the hunters. They've never needed to defend against a coordinated attack." The first strike was planned for the outpost in the Proxima Centauri system. Intelligence gathered from Hunter Prime revealed that these outposts served as staging grounds for hunting parties, containing valuable trophies and technology from countless species. As the assault ships approached the outpost, using modified cloaking technology, Jack briefed the strike teams. "Remember, they've never been hunted before. Their protocols all assume they're the predator. Use that assumption against them." The human ships emerged from stealth mode just outside the outpost's sensor range. Years of defending against Night Stalker attacks had taught humanity every weakness in their enemies' defenses. The strike teams deployed in small, maneuverable pods, using the outpost's own blind spots to approach. The Night Stalkers' response was exactly as Hunter Prime had predicted. They followed their ancient combat protocols, forming traditional hunting parties to meet the threat. But this time, they faced an enemy that knew their every move before they made it. Team Alpha, led by Lieutenant Maria Torres, breached the outpost's main trophy hall. The sight was horrifying, specimens from hundreds of species preserved in stasis fields, a museum of countless hunts. As they moved through the facility, they encountered Night Stalker defenders who seemed almost confused by human tactics. The aliens attempted to deploy their usual hunting strategies, only to find themselves outmaneuvered by enemies who refused to behave like prey. They're falling back to their secondary positions, Jack observed from the command ship. Just like we predicted. Spring the trap. Team Beta, which had remained cloaked during the initial assault, suddenly activated their modified EM disruptors. The Night Stalkers found their own technology turned against them, their sophisticated armor systems failing as human forces struck from multiple directions. The battle for the outpost lasted less than 2 hours. When it was over, humanity had captured not just a hunting base, but a treasure trove of advanced technology and tactical data. More importantly, they had freed dozens of living specimens, members of various species kept in stasis for future trophy displays. As the human forces secured their victory, Jack received an unexpected transmission from one of the freed aliens, a member of a species long thought extinct. "The hunters, they can be defeated," the translator rendered their words with a tone of disbelief. "More than defeated," Jack replied. "We're going to make sure they never hunt another species again. And we could use your help." The news of the outpost's fall spread quickly through Night Stalker space. For the first time in their history, they faced an enemy that didn't just survive their hunts but actively turned the tables. The message was clear: humanity wouldn't wait to be hunted anymore. Commander Reed studied the tactical display showing 2 more outposts marked for immediate assault. "The galaxy's about to change," she said. "And we're the ones changing it." Jack nodded, watching as the freed aliens were brought aboard human ships for medical treatment. "The best prey," he mused, "is the one that teaches the predator fear." The great hall of the Night Stalker High Council shook with angry roars as news of another failed hunting party reached their homeworld. The massive chamber, decorated with trophies from 10,000 years of successful hunts, had never before witnessed such chaos. Ancient hunting clans that had maintained rigid hierarchies for generations now turned on each other, blame flying as freely as threats. 3 more outposts lost. The High Hunter's voice boomed across the chamber. 15 hunting parties missing. These humans don't just resist, they pursue. The concept of being pursued was so alien to their society that they didn't even have a proper word for it in their language. Meanwhile, aboard the human flagship, Artemis, Jack Stone met with representatives from 12 different species, all former victims of Night Stalker hunts. The ship's conference room had been specially modified to accommodate beings of vastly different sizes and atmospheric requirements. "Your success against the hunters is unprecedented," said the crystalline elder, its translucent form shimming with internal light. "In 50,000 years, no species has ever turned their hunts against them." Commander Reed displayed tactical data from their recent victories. "The Night Stalkers' greatest weakness is their inability to adapt. They've been apex predators for so long, they've forgotten how to evolve." The liberated species shared their own experiences, each adding crucial pieces to humanity's understanding of their common enemy. The Void Dwellers revealed the location of hidden Night Stalker supply lines. The quantum mines provided insights into the psychological breaking points of their hunters. Even the Silicon colonies, who had lost entire worlds to Night Stalker trophy raids, offered their advanced computational systems to predict enemy movements. "We've done more than just survive their hunts," Jack explained to the assembled allies. "We've shattered their self-image as invincible predators. Their society is built entirely around successful hunts, without them, they're beginning to collapse from within." Reports from deep space probes confirmed his words. The Night Stalker civilization was fracturing. Young hunters, facing their first real challenges, began questioning the ancient traditions that had defined their society for millennia. Some even refused to participate in hunts, an act of heresy that would have been unthinkable months earlier. On a Night Stalker trophy world, now under human protection, Lieutenant Torres led a team cataloging thousands of preserved specimens. Each trophy tells a story of a species that fought back, she reported to Jack. They just needed someone to show them it was possible. The alliance grew stronger with each passing day. Species that had hidden from the Night Stalkers for generations now emerged to join the human-led coalition. The quantum mines adapted their technology to enhance human ships. The crystalline elders shared their energy manipulation techniques. The Void Dwellers taught humans how to navigate through dimensional spaces the Night Stalkers had never even detected. "We're not just defeating them," Commander Reed observed during a strategy session. "We're showing the galaxy a different way." The Night Stalkers united everyone through fear. "We're uniting them through hope." The turning point came when a young Night Stalker clan, led by those who had witnessed human adaptability firsthand, broke away from their society's traditions. They approached the human alliance not as hunters, but as potential allies. "Our ways are killing us," their leader admitted through the translator. "We've spent millennia hunting other species, never realizing we were stagnating ourselves. Humanity has shown us that true strength lies in change, in evolution." Jack brought this unprecedented offer to the Alliance Council. The debate was fierce. Many species had suffered for generations under Night Stalker hunts. But in the end, humanity's influence prevailed. If they rejected the opportunity for peaceful change, they would be no better than the hunters they fought against. The news of the rebel clan's acceptance into the Alliance sent shockwaves through Night Stalker space. More young hunters began questioning their society's rigid traditions. The great hunting clans, once unified in their supremacy, now faced not just external defeat but internal revolution. "We've done more than turn the tables," Jack told Commander Reed as they watched another group of freed species join the Alliance. "We've changed the game entirely." The galaxy was transforming, and at its heart was a truth that humanity had always known: true strength wasn't in dominating others, but in learning, adapting, and growing together. Earth's orbital defense grid hummed with energy as the largest Night Stalker fleet ever assembled emerged from hyperspace. 500 hunting vessels, each carrying the most experienced hunters from the remaining loyal clans, filled the space between Earth and its moon. Their massive flagship, twice the size of any vessel seen before, took position at the center of the formation. In Earth's command center, Jack Stone and Commander Reed watched the tactical display with grim determination. "They've committed everything to this attack," Reed noted, studying the enemy formation. "The old guard is making their final stand." "Good," Jack replied, activating the global defense network. "That's exactly what we wanted them to do." The combined fleet of the new Galactic Alliance held position behind Earth's moon, hidden from the Night Stalker advance. Ships from 12 different species, each contributing their unique technologies and strategies, waited for humanity's signal. The quantum mines had enhanced their sensors, the Void Dwellers had modified their engines, and the crystalline elders had strengthened their shields. The Night Stalker Supreme Hunter's message boomed across all frequencies: "Humans, you have disrupted the natural order of the galaxy. Your resistance ends today. Face us with honor, and your species will be preserved in our greatest trophy halls." Jack's response was brief: "You still don't understand what you're hunting, do you?" The battle began with a massive energy surge from the Night Stalker fleet. Their weapons, designed to penetrate any known defense, struck Earth's orbital grid. But instead of shattering, the grid absorbed the energy, a trick learned from the Crystalline Elders' technology. "All units, execute Protocol Omega," Commander Reed ordered. The human defense fleet emerged from hidden positions in Earth's atmosphere, using the planet's magnetic field to mask their approach. They had studied every Night Stalker battle record, every hunting strategy. The aliens' rigid tactics were now their greatest weakness. The space around Earth erupted into chaos. Night Stalker hunters, expecting to find cowering prey, instead faced an enemy that anticipated their every move. Human ships darted between their formations, disrupting their carefully planned hunting patterns. The Alliance fleet emerged from behind the moon, catching the Night Stalkers in a carefully planned crossfire. On board the Night Stalker flagship, the Supreme Hunter watched in growing horror as centuries of tactical doctrine failed against human unpredictability. Their ships moved in ways that defied traditional combat logic, their weapons struck at vulnerabilities the Night Stalkers didn't even know they had. Impossible, the Supreme Hunter raged. Their prey. They cannot comprehend our superior tactics. Jack's voice came through their command channel. Superior? Your tactics haven't changed in 10,000 years. We evolved more in 10 months than you did in 10 millennia. The battle reached its peak when the Alliance fleet unveiled its secret weapon, a device combining human ingenuity with technology from all their alien allies. It generated a field that disrupted the Night Stalkers' neural networks, temporarily disabling their ability to coordinate complex hunting formations. In that moment of confusion, humanity struck the decisive blow. Jack led a strike team directly into the Night Stalker flagship, fighting their way to the command center. The Supreme Hunter, facing defeat for the first time, abandoned their ceremonial weapons and fought with desperate fury. You've destroyed everything we built, the Supreme Hunter roared, engaging Jack in personal combat. No, Jack responded, dodging a strike. We've shown you a better way to build. His next move, a combination of human martial arts and Void Dweller combat techniques, ended the fight decisively. As the Supreme Hunter fell, the remaining Night Stalker fleet received a signal they had never expected to send, the call to surrender. Across Earth's orbital space, hunting vessels powered down their weapons. The greatest hunters in galactic history had finally met their match. Commander Reed's voice carried across all channels, to all Night Stalker vessels, you fought with honor, but the hunt is over. It's time for your species to choose a new path. The battle for Earth became known as the Last Hunt, marking the end of an era of galactic fear. But as Jack watched the Night Stalker ship stand down, he knew this wasn't just a military victory, it was the beginning of a fundamental change in how species across the galaxy would interact with each other. 1 year after the Battle of Earth, the newly constructed Galactic Council chamber on neutral territory near Alpha Centauri hosted an unprecedented gathering. Representatives from over 50 species, including both former prey and reformed Night Stalkers, assembled to sign the Universal Rights Accord. The massive chamber, built with architecture incorporating elements from all member species, symbolized the new era of cooperation. Jack Stone stood at the observation deck, watching as ships from across the galaxy arrived through designated jump points. The scene would have been unimaginable just 2 years ago. Night Stalker vessels flying alongside ships of species they once hunted, all converging peacefully in one location. Quite a view, isn't it? Commander Reed joined him, her uniform now bearing the insignia of the new Galactic Defense Force. Sometimes I still expect to wake up and find this was all a dream. The changes across the galaxy had been profound. The former Night Stalker trophy worlds had been transformed into wildlife preserves and cultural centers, where species could learn from each other's histories and technologies. The young Night Stalkers who had first broken with tradition now led educational expeditions, teaching others about the dangers of stagnation and the importance of cultural evolution. In the council chamber, the final preparations for the ceremony were underway. The quantum mines had created a universal translation field that allowed all species to communicate naturally. The crystalline elders provided lighting that comfortable for all present, while the void dwellers maintained atmospheric conditions suitable for every delegation. The first item on today's agenda, announced the council mediator, a position that rotated among member species, is the ratification of the Hunters Reform Act. The legislation would officially outlaw the hunting of sentient species and establish guidelines for peaceful first contact with newly discovered civilizations. More importantly, it created programs to help former hunting clans transition into roles as explorers, scientists, and peacekeepers. A young Night Stalker representative, one who had fought alongside humans in the final battle, addressed the chamber. For millennia, we measured strength by our ability to dominate others. Humanity showed us a different kind of strength, the strength to change, to grow, to build instead of destroy. The Council also established the Galactic Heritage Initiative, a project to preserve and restore cultural artifacts from species affected by the hunting era. Teams of humans and reformed Night Stalkers worked together to return stolen technologies and cultural treasures to their rightful owners. Jack was called to speak about the initiative's progress. We've already restored contact with 15 species previously thought extinct, who had hidden themselves in deep space to escape the hunts. Each brings unique knowledge and perspectives that enrich our galactic community. Commander Reed presented the plans for the new Galactic Defense Force, a collaborative military organization designed to protect all member species. Our strength lies not in superiority, but in diversity, she explained. Each species brings unique abilities and perspectives that make us stronger together. The former Supreme Hunters Trophy Hall, once a symbol of dominance, was converted into the Museum of Galactic Unity. Its displays now told stories of cooperation and mutual understanding, teaching future generations about the transformation from an era of fear to one of hope. As the council session concluded, an unexpected announcement came from the Night Stalker delegation. They had unanimously decided to rename their species the Guardians, marking their transition from hunters to protectors of galactic peace. Jack smiled at the news, remembering the captured Hunter Prime who had first helped them understand their enemy. That former hunter now led educational programs teaching young Guardians about the importance of empathy and cultural exchange. You know, he told Commander Reed as they left the chamber, when we first fought back against the hunters, I thought we were just protecting Earth. I never imagined we'd end up changing the entire galaxy. Reed nodded, watching as representatives from formerly hostile species chatted amicably in the council corridors. That's the thing about humanity, we never just survive. We find ways to make things better. The last trophy ship was decommissioned that day, its hunting halls converted into botanical gardens where species from across the galaxy could meet in peace. As the gathered representatives watched the ceremony, there was a shared understanding: the age of the hunt was over. A new era of exploration, cooperation, and mutual growth had begun, with humanity helping to lead the way. The galaxy had learned its most important lesson: true strength wasn't in the ability to hunt and dominate, but in the courage to change and the wisdom to grow together.